And she's mighty and she's able. She's fragile, but she's fierce. She lays her cards on the table. She's a warrior, she's witty, she's wonderful and wise. She's there by your side at the blink of your eyes. She's layered, she's complex, she's honest, she's true. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a CA, and she's you. Namaste, I CA Revati Abhijit Murkote warmly welcome you all for yet another Prerna online session organized by WIRC of ICI in the Prerna Series. Today we have with us one of the intellectual experts and influential orators, CA Sweta Makwana, with us to deliberate on the new areas and use of social networking. She is more than just another CA. Startup consultation, virtual CFO services, compliance in accounting and auditing, taxation are some of the core areas of her expertise. We can't wait to listen to you and your wise words and insights on new areas and use of social networking. We all warmly welcome you, CA Sweta ji. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Ms. Revati, for this warm introduction that you gave about me. It was really, really so nice to be a part of these Prerna series. I would just like to give a 1-minute intro about myself. So my name is CA Sweta Makwana and I am a CA pass out of 2015 batch. After clearing my CA, I did job for 2 years, and post that in 2018, I started my own practice. I started my practice with a very small office space, which was like around 150 square feet office space. And today I have around 500 square feet office space in Borivali. And I have a team of 10 people working under me. The journey has been of 5 years, wherein I have worked into diversified areas and more of worked with startups who had turnover of 2 crores, but right now having 35 to 50 crores in their books. Even worked for listed companies until still being the auditor of such listed companies. I've done the compliances of a BSA listed company as well. That has been my journey so far. Have written almost around 100 blogs on different platforms to spread more awareness about legally managing the taxes in the best possible way. So that's about myself. So always associated with ICAI and other forums where I can speak about different areas where I can help the new chartered accountants as well as spread knowledge about taxation. So thank you so much for inviting me for this session. Today, I'm going to speak about what are the new areas in which you can build a consultancy or a practice as a CA if you're starting out right now. So I'll just share my slide with you and take ahead of it. I'm audible to everyone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So there are a couple of areas which have recently got a lot of attention in terms of startups and in terms of business owners as well, which they are expecting from their chartered accountants, where it is not just about planning their taxes, but in fact helping them with the numbers. I'll just help you run through all of those things in detail, starting with technology and data analytics. So the first point over here, which comes as advisory services, financial insights, and enhanced efficiency. So when we are preparing the financials of any company, we normally think it from, okay, what is the amount of tax that the company is paying? What is the percentage of the profit to the sales ratio and everything? But I have worked with clients wherein they are majorly focusing on what are the financial insights that they can get from their data. So this comes with preparing different sort of MIS reports for the management, which can help them in taking decisions. Let me take you through one of the examples. So I have worked with an edtech startup wherein they had different kind of products which they were selling in the market as in different sort of courses. So we have prepared reports which help them to understand the marketing spend on each product on monthly basis, so that they understand what is the sales conversion which is happening on monthly basis of each product, and they can decide which product to start, in which area it is supposed to start, which area is giving them the maximum revenue, and so on. This is just one kind of analysis that we have done for them. But apart from that, there are many analyses in terms of what is the cash flow, what is the profit which is lying in the books, what is the difference, what is the working capital gap. working to a level wherein we actually work with the downloading the financials of the peer companies and helping the client understand from their own financials that where they are lagging in terms of working capital, in terms of ratio analysis, because the client is working as a business owner, he understands his business well, but not in terms of numbers. And gone are those days when actually the client was just seeing their numbers only from the point of paying service tax, only from the point of view of paying GST or something. Now clients and business owners, the youth is really wanting to understand their numbers in depth so that they can actually prepare their projections. They can understand, okay, how much revenue they need to earn in the next 3 months. And they are, they are very much focused on their numbers. So advisory services in terms of helping them with the financial insights of the business is one area which I have identified because I've worked with so many business owners. It's really promising. Not just the compliance services, but helping them analyze the data. And if you can definitely leverage technology with it, wherein maximum things wherein you can automate it, then it is one of the best wonders that you can do to the client, because it will not just help you save your time, but even the client's time, plus the accuracy which the technology will give you along with your analysis. So this can definitely help the client to reduce cost. Iske basis pe the client have even taken decisions of what are the marketing spends that they need to reduce. In fact, decided upon which vertical they have to shut down because it's not working well. And so this is one major area which I feel CAs can definitely get into. Even if you're working as a CA, just as a tax consultant for a client, even if we just provide this services as an extraordinary to the client, it will be really something which the client will appreciate it, and he will be associated with you long term. So advisory and financial insights is something which I recommend. One of the best services right now which can be recommended, especially to those startups which have been into the market for like around just 3 to 5 years, and now the sales have really picked up. And if they are really growing at an exponential scale, then this is something which really needs to be provided as a service to them. Second service which I recommend is anybody who is interested in taxation area. Maybe direct taxation or international taxation. Right now, even international taxation is really booming because a lot of companies are setting up their businesses in India. Many companies are setting up businesses outside India, in Dubai and other countries. So a lot of trade regulations are there. A lot of international taxation requirements is coming up in the market. Even I look to collaborate with such CAs because that is not my area of CA practice. But yes, international taxation and transfer pricing, something wherein people are really looking to understand how it will be affecting their taxes globally. What are the tax compliances which are required when it comes to you forming a company outside India, within India? What are the number of directors, shareholders? What has to be their status? Everything. What are the compliances? Which special compliances karne hote? How is the remittances to be done? What are the FEMA compliances? And etc. Like, remittance kitne time mein aana chahiye hota hai? What are the new rules and regulations? Because in terms of international taxation, couple of DT, AA provisions are also applicable. So yes, they really look for an expert consultant who can provide them guidance in terms of this. So if anybody has an expertise in setting up business outside India, let's say specifically in countries like Canada or other or five, 6 countries, then this is an area which is definitely getting a lot of importance. So of course, in this area, you can write a couple of articles, blogs, which can work, wherein you can share it among the community and show that you are an expert in this area, and definitely make good clients out of it, because many look for forming companies outside India. As even I have my clients who look for forming companies outside India, or somebody, a company which is already there outside India looking to have a subsidiary in India, and so on. So yes, so this is one of the very promising areas. So once international taxation comes into the picture, or there is any foreign investment, of course, there is transfer pricing. There are different rules and regulations of transfer pricing which are applicable. A separate 3CEB report goes when transfer pricing is applicable to any entity. So yes, this is also one of the most promising areas where CAs can deep dive into it and choose that as a career in terms of, because one of the major advantages, there are a couple of advantages in terms of taxation also, which have been identified when you form a company outside India or within India and so on, depending on the different businesses and their regulations. So you're someone who are aware about it or want to actually go into it, and you can definitely make a career in this thing. And be an expert in international taxation. So this is also another promising area. Apart from providing financial insights, this one area is also very promising. Then third important services is virtual CFO and outsourced financial function. Virtual CFO is something which many people would have already heard about it because it is being provided by experts right now who have almost like around 10 years, 12 years, 15 years of industry experiences into a couple of sectors. And someone was previously doing a job, now have started a practice, or anyone into particular sector, like someone who can provide virtual CFO services or outsource financial services in terms of education sector or in terms of transportation or in terms of retail sector. So what does virtual CFO services completely comprise of? So, right from advising the clients in terms of strategic guidance to helping them with identifying what is the best way through which they can raise funds for their businesses at a low cost, identifying cost effective mechanisms for them to run their businesses. It even includes preparing different sort of reports for the management, which helps them in taking better decisions about their business, along with you providing the inputs on the businesses. So this do require expertise, and if you want to make a career as a virtual CFO service provider, then you need to understand that business really in depth so that you can help the client in terms of not just helping them with the budgeting, with the cash flow, but even in terms of the HR management, the supply chain management, or what are the new areas, new processes, new SOPs that they can derive in terms of their businesses. Virtual CFO software is even linked with turnaround, like for companies who are looking for turnaround. Like currently, their businesses were doing really good. But all of a sudden, because of some spike or something, the businesses went down because of some wrong decision, and now they're looking for a turnaround. So, as a virtual CFO service provider, you can even help such companies to get revived with your strategic and expert advices if you have really a good knowledge about that particular sector. As a virtual CFO, there is no specific qualification or any degree which is required for you to provide a virtual CFO services. What really matters is your experience and expertise in that particular sector. And if not, you willing to get that experience and provide all sort of services to the clients so that you be the one-stop solution to the client, right from financing, right to compliances, to management consulting, and to everything. Even if the client is looking to get his business listed on stock market or to scale it at another level, then what are the other avenues which is available to him to scale his business further? And it's also something which a virtual CFO can provide. So basically, a startup or a company which does not have a full-time CFO in the company hires a virtual CFO or an outsourced finance function from a particular company. Reason being, this comes at a low cost to them. Also, the virtual CFO is not supposed to work full-time for the company. He's supposed to give few particular hours to the company wherein the scope and everything is defined, and he's supposed to work accordingly. So it is beneficial for the companies as well as for the virtual CFO providers also, as per the number of hours he is working and what are the insights that he is providing. It's also one major area which is really promising. There are many CAs who are providing the services as the virtual CFO, which I recommend. In fact, when it comes to, I'm not providing the services completely as a virtual CFO because I'm majorly focusing on the analytical skills, because I'm not looking after funding or anything. But if I expand my this, then even this services can be provided because many clients look for it. So, just excuse me, please. Then one major area is forensic accounting and fraud detection. As we all know that when there are laws, there are various ways to even breach those laws and find out, and many frauds which are actually happening. So This is a course which is even provided by our institute as well, wherein you can work into investigative services and provide fraud detection services also to the clients, or be an expert as someone into fraud detection. Like I have an associate who is only providing expertise into forensic accounting and fraud detection. So, and this is like specialized in forensic accounting, which helps businesses proactively detect and identify some fraudulent activities, which are, which are subject to risk, or it can hamper the internal controls of the company. So basically, here you're supposed to identify such frauds if anything is happening, and provide recommended solutions for it. So, and investigative services. Let's say you identify those particular investigative, like through your investigation. Investigative services, so which can help you uncover the financial irregularities, analyzing complex transactions which are affecting the businesses, and you can help such businesses identify such transactions so that they can take the right steps at the right point of time. I have consultants who are working as a forensic auditor and specializing only in this services in terms of fraud detection. And many companies are looking for such people if they find that there are chances of anything which might happen or hamper their internal controls in place. One third area is litigation support as well. So providing even I'm so sorry, I have a bad throat. Litigation support in terms of this financial fraud services. Also, the litigation support is provided in terms of a couple of income tax matters and GST matters as well, which are where somebody who can work only in litigation services can just. Yes, somebody who is very well versed with appeal matters, income tax matters, and all can also work into litigation services for for direct taxation as well as indirect taxation, and just work into providing litigation support services to the businesses which are facing such issues. It is even applicable in the case of fraud detection or some fraud cases where legal assistance is required in building some solid financial, evidence for the client wherein that was not the matter. So yes, if you can if you have thorough knowledge about appeals, transactions, and all, then litigation support services is also something which you can provide to your client, or to collaborate with someone who definitely provides such services. So we have right now already discussed 4 major areas. One is data analysis, how you can use data as a method to provide more better services to the clients. Second is international taxation and transfer pricing as one of the very booming areas, because many people are looking to set up companies outside India. Virtual CFO and outsourced financial function, wherein right from accounting to setting up SOPs to supervision of the books of accounts to providing all the compliances to helping the management take the right decisions to get the funding to help them scale the startup. This is the entire function which a virtual CFO can offer, not just working, and that also not working as a full-time CFO, because such companies cannot hire full-time CFO. It's like an entire finance division is outsourced to a particular agency or a person. And the last function that we discussed is forensic accounting and fraud detection. Yeah. Sixth booming area, according to me, startup and entrepreneur advisory. As we all know that right now there are so many booming startups and so many unicorn startups just from India. All of these startups, when they are started, they of course need business planning, the right structure, the correct ESOPs, which they should give to the employees, the right fundraising support, what are the trademarks, patents, copyrights, and the compliances. Everything that is required for a startup right from scratch. In fact, right from forming the right team, what should be the shareholding pattern, how it should be decided. There are many tech founders who are really not aware about the finance norms at all when it comes to starting a business or raising funds for their businesses. Hello, Miss Revti, can I just take 1 minute break, please?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. Just a minute, please. Hello, I'm so sorry, guys. Actually, I have a bad throat.
No problem, ma'am.
Yeah. So the area which we were talking about is startup and entrepreneur advisory, wherein right from helping them plan their businesses or design the structure or to providing the fundraising support. All of these services is something which a startup is definitely looking for. And in fact, to provide the services, you can collaborate with co-working spaces because there are many startups which are working there and operating currently from there. And there are and these startups have actually grown from such spaces only. And publishing your opinion on startups and how they can actually, work on their businesses can help them get such startups also. Everybody today is almost what Indian economy had number of startups before 5 years or 7 years, and the way government is also, encouraging new businesses and startup owners in the market. This is one of the best areas where a CA can make his practice and help the client because there are three verticals which can completely work. One is the entire business setup services. Second is managing the entire compliances for them. And third is all the strategic and the fundraising advisory, which you can provide to a startup. And since day one, he will be associated with you. Also, at the end, you can provide valuation services if you are a registered valuer and help them connect with the angel investors as well. Even I have worked with couple of startups where we have been into due diligence as well, doing DD when they were getting funded. So these are all the areas wherein you can work into startup and advisory services. Because I have been into the market for 5 years, I am telling you that this is one of the very promising areas in which a new CA can go into and especially build up his expertise only in these three verticals, nothing else. So this can be very well considered. Then is real estate and infrastructure financing. I specifically just chosen real estate, but however, you can even link this with as a specific domain area of financing. Because CAs understand the books of accounts quite well in terms of the ratios as well. And what the bank requires, which the client will not be able to understand. If you have good banking experience or at least some credit experience, then you can definitely venture into finance and help the client raise finance for his business, which can either be a project finance or it can be business loan support services also. Because anybody who wants to start a new factory in Vapi or Vasai, he might look for project finance for his factory, where there are many, and the client is not aware about the SIDBI loans which are available in the market or how project financing is done. So here, as a CA, we can help the client get connected with the banks, get the entire project financing proposal ready. Real estate and infrastructure is just one such area. However, you can do this for a couple of other areas as well, and majorly in the manufacturing domain. For clients who want to set up a factory, who want to set up a plant, who want to start up a new unit, who want to set up further branches. And over here, once the entire factory setup and everything is done, you can definitely look after all the rules, all the regulations or the compliances which are applicable to that factory, what all standards, what all basic things they need to comply with. So you will be associated with the client, where even you will be associated with the client in terms of negotiating with the bankers for the right rate of interest as well. This is also financing is, and anyways in India, पैसा तो सभी को चाहिए. So financing is one of the major domain which a small MSME owner से लेके big people also need it. So you can really figure out a target niche wherein you can approach such clients and decide a ticket size that you will be working for a particular ticket size client, wherein you will be venturing only into project financing for real estate sector or project financing for manufacturing sector, and decide how you can help such businesses through you and through project financing in terms of raising money. Second important thing is, let's say the client already has an existing business which is currently existing loan which is currently going on, maybe in terms of project financing or in terms of any other business loan. How you can help the client get that same loan at a lower rate of interest? What are some modifications that he can do against the property and get against the same property more loan? This is also something which the client is looking, because business में जितना भी पैसा डालो उतना कम होता है. You can take it at, if you use the money well, then you can definitely scale and expand your business to a larger scale. So yes, project financing can be really considered as a very promising area in businesses for CAs. Where they can leverage their expertise in terms of ratio analysis, preparing the CMA reports for the project. CMA report is something which even I have prepared for a couple of my clients in terms of negotiating with the banks, and for gold jewelry clients, for a couple of other clients. Then I would have prepared CMA report right from scratch, understanding the ratios which are working as per the industry standard, how my client will be achieving this, justifying those numbers to the banks, and you will be associated with the client at each and every stage. Here, this is one of the most promising areas. Then is personal finance and wealth management. See, if you have clients who really have a lot of money but don't know, or you can identify such clients where if you have good knowledge of portfolio building or providing right sort of personal finance advice to the client where they can grow their wealth. See, देखो एक चीज है, in terms of analyzing data, analyzing the client's profits and helping them understand their numbers, they can take better decisions. जिससे comparatively you can help the client कि उन्होंने उस decision से कितना better performance किया है, and that money how they can invest either in businesses or create a wealth by investing in particular investment portfolios, or by having the right financial planning and build a wealth for them. So through analysis, you can link the wealth management and the personal finance services as well. Or if you're really expert and someone who is looking for personal finance, then there is no shortage of this, because everybody, any HNI customers, even small people also wants to build their wealth today. So, and people more and more today are becoming aware about financial planning. That is something which I personally know, that there are very few clients whom I have to advise that sir, आपको financial planning में ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है. At least today, the clients are aware about it in terms of financial planning, what they're supposed to do. It is just that they need the right medium, a trustworthy person through whom they can do it. And that is something which you can be, if you really know how you can help the client and set up the right financial planning and help the client achieve the right goal which he has set for himself, maybe the retirement planning, maybe building a corpus at the age of 50 or at the age of 45. So financial planning, wealth preservation, estate planning. Also, there are kinds of there I know people who are even working as someone who can help the client identify what area is good in terms of investment. So let's say somebody has money, but they want to invest in a particular amount of land, but they don't know which land will be giving them more promising returns in future. Then there are people who are working as consultants in terms of the real estate advisory also is where you should park your money. So when it comes to wealth management, personal financing, and portfolio management, it is a more wider term in terms of not just about helping the client with the right insurance or in terms of the right health cover which he's supposed to take, but also in terms of the right investments which he's supposed to make, deciding how much wealth he want to make at what age, understanding first his financial goal, and then helping him leverage or use his money accordingly every year in terms of achieving that goal. So personal financing and wealth management, if you are good at it, then one very promising area which people can achieve. And this can definitely be coupled with your normal traditional CA practice also, where you can help the client seeing their books of accounts, whether the client has money, how you can help him generate wealth. In fact, today if there are business owners, they even think of investing money in other businesses also. So if today I am into finance sector, and if I have money, I would prefer investing in businesses which are into finance. There have been now small tickets of investment which have been identified. You can get associated with the VC fund where you can give the money and then decide upon the investment portfolio that you want to invest the money in, and then at the end give returns. So this is also something that HNI customers are doing right now to grow their wealth exponentially. As we have already discussed few topics, one is the reporting, international taxation, virtual CFO, forensic accounting, startup, and financing. Personal finance and wealth management, healthcare financial management. So if somebody is, this is an area which I've already discussed previously, but still, let's say there are areas which are currently very booming, like healthcare is really booming, fintech is booming, and 2-3 more areas. These two are major, something which I currently follow. So I know these are like very booming areas. So any startups who are going into this thing, how you can understand what their end goal is, help them with the budgeting, financial optimization, the regulatory compliances. See, because you will become an expert into a particular sector specific management, you can definitely target more and more such clients, or they can refer someone from their domain because they know that your expertise lies here, which somebody else might not be able to do. So if I have worked with more edtech clients, basically I have worked more with edtech clients. So I know, okay, what edtech clients, what problems my edtech clients are facing, okay. And I have already achieved a solution for one client, so I can definitely achieve the solution for some other client as well. So if you can work on the areas which are really booming and achieve expertise in those areas, then you can definitely be a virtual say for that particular area. You can be into financial management for that sector, healthcare sector, budgeting, planning, and you can do everything for that particular sector and reach out to more and more people by spreading your awareness and knowledge by writing articles and reaching out to the right people. So healthcare financial management. Apart from this, there are major other areas which I have identified where there are a lot of ample of opportunities which are lying if we diversify ourselves from the traditional area of CA practice. One is import export. There are many CAs who are even doing a course on import export so that they can help their client, especially the manufacturing clients, who are either importing the raw materials then exporting it. And what are the GST regulations applicable in terms of refund? How can you help the client through, getting the GST refund. Then apart from that, there are some scripts like MEIS scripts. So how you can help the client take the advantage of that? What are all the duty drawback benefits which are there in import export? What item is exported at what rate? And everything related to import export, because mainly manufacturing and trading sector businesses have lot of import export which is happening. And if you have expert opinion in this is something wherein you don't need to be an expert, or you don't need to be at least sector specific expert, because import export norms in terms of rates might change for particular items, but the norms might remain common for all the generic businesses. So if you have good idea on import export consultancy, then you can definitely provide this consultancy to the client. And there are many SME, MSME clients who are looking for people who can provide them right import export advisory in terms of bill of lading, shipping, customs, and everything which is applicable in terms of import export. So, and even I look for such promising advisors where who has really good knowledge in import export. So yes, this is one of the very important areas. Second is foreign accounting and KPO. As we all know, that a lot of work from outside India, especially I mean the countries Australia, US, and UK, gets outsourced. Canada gets outsourced to India in terms of management of the accounts, and the major work gets outsourced to Gujarat and Ahmedabad because that is considered as a major hub for KPO. There are quite promising KPOs also in India, just like data metrics is one of the KPO. And there are one other KPOs also now. There is, I forgot the name, there is this KPO which starts from Q. So there are these promising KPOs who work for foreign clients and manage their accounts from India, and they charge the rates as per dollar. Charging like $10 or $11 or even $20 per hour. So if you can manage foreign accounting of the clients from India, then this is an area which has no limit. How you can grow practice in this area is you can target CPAs of those countries through your LinkedIn or through social media platforms or through networking events. Connect with them and get some minimum assignment and get it done. Also, if you have any relatives or any clients who have their subsidiaries outside India, then you can manage their accounts in India. Third thing is you can tie up sometimes with KPOs over here in India and get the work outsourced to you because they normally have a lot of workload. This is an area which is definitely going to grow in future because India is seen as a major hub for outsourcing accounting services, for outsourced accounting services. Reason being because of the dollar prices. The same thing happens outside India, maybe at $50 or $60 per hour. And the same thing gets done in India at $10, $12, or even lesser than that. There is this firm in Gujarat called Meru Accounting, which is majorly specializing into foreign accounting services. So yes, this is a very promising area which is to be considered by young chartered accountants if they can leverage the right softwares, work with foreign clients. Best part about them is they're like very particular in terms of payment. So, and the third is MSME advisory, where for the MSME sector, this point is something which is already covered in financing. But yes, for the MSME advisory, normally face the issues in terms of payments of not received within 45 days. And so if there is something, if you know what sort of measures are to be taken and how you can help these MSMEs in terms of such issues, then yes, there are ample opportunities available out in the market because such MSMEs are facing these issues. Government subsidies and schemes. I mean, itni sari government subsidies and schemes market mein hai that it becomes difficult. For us also as a CA to advise a client, because it's not our area of specialization wherein we can advise a client कि अच्छा land आप इधर buy करोगे तो government ने ये subsidy रखी है, special economic zones में ये subsidy या ये scheme available है. See, there is someone who has really good knowledge about government subsidies and schemes and know how to use the benefit of it, then you can definitely advise your clients and even connect with other CAs who can get you associated with their clients, and you can have a collaboration, because these government subsidies are beneficial to the clients in lot of ways, but that that can happen only if we as chartered accountants are aware about these schemes and government subsidies. So yes, family office businesses, as in financial planning for the entire family and starting up with the family office businesses, wherein helping the clients right from their estate planning to everything, helping them with the investments. So family office businesses also something many CAs are leveraging after maybe years of practice or starting a separate vertical altogether for it. VC funding. In VC funding, there are two opportunities that is available. Either you can connect your clients with the venture capitalist and help them raise the funding, wherein they're associated with the client in terms of right from advisory to getting the clients connected with the VCs and at the end charging from the client for the services that you have provided. Second important thing is you can get associated with the VCs, with the angel investors, because even these people have a set of portfolio in which they have invested. They also need reports of these portfolios. Where is their money lying? What is the return that they are getting? And they also take reports from these startups from each and every month to understand their numbers and what is the return that they're getting. If you have good connect with the VCs and the angel investors, then or get connected with them, then you can get collaborative with them or associate with them to manage their portfolio to help them with understanding the returns on their portfolio, because it's their money which is lying and it's very important for them to understand how it is being utilized. So this can be done in both the ways, helping your clients with the VCs and second is helping the VCs also understand their portfolios. Management consulting, not just advising the clients from the financial consulting background, which I actually mentioned in the very first slide of mine, that you can leverage your financial expertise in terms of analyzing the data and everything. But management consulting is leveraging the expertise in terms of the supply chain management, also helping the clients with what are the mistakes they're doing in terms of marketing, like marketing, HR, support services, all the areas is something which gets covered in management consulting. If you have really good experience working as a CA in a management consulting firm before and now you're starting a practice, then yes, management consulting is an area that can be explored. Or even if this area is something wherein you're willing to put in the hard and efforts, means you can grow in this area. This is a very promising area for the SME sector because they look for management consultants who can help them overall in terms of their businesses and provide them the right advice. IFRS. Indian Accounting Standards and IFRS. You've done a certification course in IFRS or you know IFRS very well, then yes, there is a lot of scope which is available in IFRS sector as well. International trade laws and taxation, which I've already covered before, about international taxation and transfer pricing. RERA consulting. You can many builders are looking for the right RERA consultants who has knowledge about everything which is related to RERA. If you are someone who know how to take RERA certification or what are the guidelines which is issued in terms of RERA, then you can definitely work in this area as a RERA consultant and provide the right sort of advice to the clients as well as to the builders, because as you know that this is a new law which was implemented years back. But yes, still a very promising area, just like practicing only in GST or practicing only in direct taxation, and gradually you become an expert in your area and people start approaching you. So this is also an area where you can definitely build your practice. Valuation, financial modelings, valuations, DCF calculations. you can become a valuer also by giving the exam which is there of the institute, and you can even provide valuation services. Apart from this also there are many areas which are new prominent areas in CA practice. But yes, even if you're working as a traditional CA today, there are many, because there are a lot of compliances in India right now. Like every day we are struggling, some of the other dates on 7th, 11th, 20th, 30th. If you even speak of one sector, or direct taxation or indirect taxation, maybe you're working only as a GST consultant. Then also there are many clients who will be approaching you. You need to identify 2 or 3 verticals which can work the best for you, and then make your expertise in that sector. Initially, definitely it will take time. Even I have myself experimented with a couple of I started with basic ITR and a lot of other things, but gradually I came to know what are the ample of opportunities that we have out in the market, and this is something which our clients are looking for. It's just that we need to be at the right place at the right time. If we can leverage out on any of these opportunities with making a right strategy as to how you will be utilizing that particular sector and what are the contacts currently that you have that can help you build your practice in that business or what you can currently do, then you just need to give it sufficient amount of time and hard work, and you can definitely achieve your thing, because all of these things has client base who are looking for such consultants. There is nothing something which is just on paper and nobody is looking for such services. Everybody is looking. Even government subsidies and schemes something ki consultant ढूंढने पे मिलते नहीं है. The right consultant who has the right knowledge actually. So these are the areas according to me which are really, really promising, and more CAs should get into these areas. Cyber security. So in fact, cyber security का भी एक ऐसा एरिया आ चुका है where CAs can help the client with mitigating the risk. जैसे पहले internal audit, internal controls थे, but how आप cyber security में भी client को help कर सकते हो in terms of managing the financial risk in his businesses. Data को better कैसे manage करवा सकते हैं ताकि उसका risk minimize हो सके. Data share ना हो, how can the data be kept confidential? How can you safeguard the client against some threats? So cyber security and risk management is also a very new promising area. Artificial intelligence and blockchain. There are other areas like all of these areas which can be considered by new chartered accountants, and they can build their practice into this. And even as a traditional CA, you can consider building your practice. This is it from my side for the most promising areas which a CA can consider in terms of building the practice. And I'm once again so sorry for my bad throat, because of which I am not able to speak really well. So extremely sorry for it.
No problem, ma'am. Does anyone have any question to ask? So are the attendees allowed on screen to ask the question, or can they send on the chat box? I think sir is not here.
Yeah.
Let us proceed.
Yeah.
Thank you, CA Sweta ji, on sharing this absolutely insightful knowledge in this new arena. Your abundant knowledge in the subject, your positive aura, your keen attitude towards learning, and your organized methods of explaining are all commendable. I request CA Varsha Shah to kindly propose a word of thanks on behalf of WIRC of ICI and our admirable audience. Varsha, madam.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So thank you, CA Sweta ji, for giving us thoughtful insights on new areas of services for new and traditional CA. On behalf of WIRC, ICAI, I would like to thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, participants, for joining the call.
Thank you so much, Varsha ma'am and CA Sweta ji. When a woman speaks, it definitely reflects the radiant positivity around her. With this note, thank you everyone for patient listening. This is me, CA Revati Murkute, officially announcing the closure of today's seminar. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, ma'am. That was actually one more point about social networking. So I wanted to run them through
Yes,
LinkedIn also.
Sure, ma'am.
How we can leverage it. So, so if my screen is visible,
Yes.
I have almost like around today, like around 8,500 followers on LinkedIn. And I started my LinkedIn journey around 3 or 2.5 years back. When it comes to social networking, of course, attending different events makes a lot of difference, wherein your visibility is seen in couple of events where you either give seminars, workshops, or spread your knowledge. But even digital media itself is also very important, where your presence needs to be felt, because the reach of this medium is much more than the offline medium. So I capitalized on LinkedIn very early on in my career, and I use that as a major social networking platform right now, but a digital social networking platform. So if you can see, my LinkedIn speaks about the number of clients that I have been serving, what am I doing, what are my major areas of CA expertise that I am working into. I have given a link of my website here so that people can directly go to my website and reach out to me if they find a profile interesting. Also, I have made a short 30-second video over here, which if you click, you can easily see my video. Wherein it's a small introduction about what I have achieved to date and what services with what services I can help them. My profile is like 100% optimized in terms of the right content that I want people to see whenever they come to my profile. These are my featured posts which have got maximum reach. I would have almost written around 100 articles, not just on my blog, but even on different other websites as well, on the knowledge that I have to build the visibility and to share the knowledge with people. Soon, even starting my own YouTube channel as well to spread more and more content out. But if you see the experience that I have mentioned here, I have mentioned about my firm name, about my previous job that I was doing. All my jobs are covered here. My educational qualifications, right from the college that I have attended, I have covered that as well. And any skill set that I specifically have. I even took endorsements of my clients, and plus I have given it to people. So if you build your LinkedIn, so LinkedIn is like, which works as your personal CV, which you need to share it with people, which itself speaks for yourself and the achievements that you have done. Also, I ensure that I share more and more content which can help not just the clients, but help me also build a personal brand for myself. So it can be content on any topic which you think would be required by the people outside, and you have knowledge about it. Half knowledge is really dangerous. So if you're putting out something, ensure that you really have knowledge about it. Because I still have content where I have written articles on Tax Guru which have got views in lakhs, and I'm still approached by a couple of CAs and clients who call me from different states to ask me a query related to that. So yes, please ensure that whatever you're writing on, you really have good knowledge about it, because somebody would really be interested and would be reaching out to you after seeing that article. So make your LinkedIn work for you. It's like your personal CV, because you're not making a CV. So you will even get the detailed analytics, like kitne post hue, what, how many people reached out to you, and so on. I had made a post long time back, which on LinkedIn itself got 1 lakh views, and which went very viral. And it had not just got me connections, but I had even got clients through it. Since as CA we cannot market ourselves, what you can do is just spread more and more knowledge with people, which can help you finding the right target audience that you are looking for. According to me, LinkedIn is something which I personally recommend. Also, you can see my about section. I have made it in a very short form that if you're a startup founder, corporate, or aspiring, this profile is for you. So I'm very clearly targeting only business owners out here in a very short form, saying what I can help you with, what is my qualification, and why you should hire me. Keep your website up to date so that if somebody is reaching out to you, they can at least see about you, about your company, about your office address and everything in detail. Because now पहले ऐसा होता था कि क्लाइंट लोग वेबसाइट नहीं देखते थे, I still get phone calls from client to tell me कि मैम आपकी website पे तो ये चीज लिखी हुई थी. I got it updated. I got my website updated because there was my old office address mentioned. Just because somebody wanted to visit that office and he didn't become my client because wrong office address is mentioned there. And so ensure that whatever it is, you update it thoroughly. Whatever area you choose, you are very well updated with that area as well, and spread more and more knowledge wherever you can through your expert areas, because now we have a lot of social media. You can start your own channel on Instagram, even on YouTube as well. Share articles, write your own blog, share it with more and more people out there, and leverage social media to the maximum possible use to get the right sort of clients and to spread more awareness about you and build a brand for yourself as a CA. Because the moment you start, it will not create a difference, but gradually you will see that somewhere down the line is reaching out to you because you were using because somebody else shared that video. I'll give you an example of lately. I got one client because I had visited a seminar in Nashik 4 years back. That person was in my broadcast list, and I used to share my Instagram videos about sharing some content with that person. That person, after, because he was getting my videos, he had that recall value about me as a CA. When his client was looking for a CA, I never had a word with that person in 4 years after attending that seminar. But he recommended me that client, and I am managing his compliances and even audit services for him. This is how you can actually leverage social media to the best possible way and reach out to maximum people just by spreading knowledge and nothing else. So if you don't have a LinkedIn account, open one. Be active on LinkedIn. If you have it, then use it to the best possible way. Honestly, even I am not using it to the best possible way because I have made a mistake of starting off late and not using it. I am advising, if you guys have already started, and please use it to the best possible. Explore all the social media platforms which you can use to just spread knowledge and awareness about what you are doing, what people need, and what sort of value you can provide. And that's the ultimate game changer in your CA practice. You will not notice the difference immediately, but definitely consistently you will notice it in a year or two, how it is affecting your businesses and how are people reaching out to you. So that's about it from my side for social networking as well for the young chartered accountants.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And definitely social networking now does create a lot of impact on your business. So now is gone are the times when you actually sit at home or sit in your office and just do your stuff and it is not there on the net. Now, even the smallest of thing has to be updated on social media, not related to your personal life, of course, related to your professional life. And it definitely creates a huge impact. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure the audience loved the content that was given today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm extremely once again sorry for my throat issue. And if you have any queries, I can mention my email in the chat box, or ma'am would be having the email ID. Please, you guys can email me if you have any questions and reach out to me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.